back here in Africa and in war-torn Sudan, where the United Nations Children's Fund has warned of the repercussions of what it called the worst educational disaster in the world due to the continued interruption of education there. The war has forced about 19 million children to halt their schooling, including about 6.5 million children who lost access to school due to the increased violence and insecurity in their areas. Displaced women fear for their children's future after they stopped their schooling at the beginning of the civil war in mid-April. Their concern is now heightened further now that they have fled to the Red Sea state, where schools remain closed despite the government's decision to resume studies across all safe states. Now, through its Child-Friendly Spaces project, UNICEF seeks to include educational curricula on electronic tables to help some children continue their education after a long interruption that has lasted since the outbreak of armed fighting between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces in April.
So there is a significant and very worrying learning crisis in Sudan, where an entire generation risks losing out on education with this war. Even before the war, there were 7 million children who were out of school. And now the 12.5 million children who were in school before the war have not been able to return to school. So our number one advocacy point and how we're trying to help the ministries of education is really getting those children back to school and reopening of those schools. Of course, there are issues where IDPs are sheltering in school buildings. That's about 10% of the schools across the country that are being used as shelters, and we don't want those IDPs to move where they have no other options.